Welcome to this place called Earth and the project, Moral and Ethical Inversions. In this short, the morality of reciprocity. Why? You teach people how to treat you. Take a slow breath. Think of one relationship that feels balanced and one that feels off. Notice how your body responds differently to each. That contrast is reciprocity. Reciprocity is one of those concepts we all sort of nod at. Yeah, relationships should be give and take. But on the ground, in real life, many people end up in patterns of chronic overgiving or chronic under-receiving without ever naming what's happening ethically. Reciprocity isn't about keeping a scoreboard. It's about whether both people are participating in the maintenance of the connection. Behaviour teaches behaviour. You teach people how to treat you, not by what you say, but by what you allow. If you answer messages instantly, but accept delays and disappearances from them, show up, you initiate it, while they never initiate, tolerate dismissive comments. But never speak that way to them. Keep giving them one more chance long after a pattern is clear. You are sending a message. My time, energy, and emotional labour are cheaper than yours. No one will say it out loud, but over time they will act as if it's true. The moral responsibility to yourself. There's a harsh but important truth. People will often default to the level of effort that costs them the least unless there is a boundary that requires more. It doesn't mean they're evil, but it means you are responsible for naming when it's not enough, stepping back when the effort is one-sided, refusing to carry the emotional weight of two people. When you don't enforce reciprocity, you participate in your own depletion. The nervous system side non-reciprocal relationships are exhausting because your body senses the imbalance. You're always on alert. Will they respond? Will they cancel? You overthink interactions because you're trying to compensate for their lack. You feel anxious bringing up your needs because deep down you know they're not invested at the same level. Contrast that with reciprocal relationships where both people initiate, both apologize when needed, both accommodate where possible, both express appreciation, both carry some of the emotional load. Your nervous system feels safer because the responsibility is shared. Work, friendship, love in work. If your manager or organization expects loyalty, overtime, emotional labor, and flexibility, but offers no security, feedback, support, or listening in return, that's a reciprocity problem, not a you need more resilience problem. In friendship, if you're the one who always checks in, remembers important dates, makes the effort, holds space, while they show up mostly when it suits them, that's not just how they are. It's a value mismatch. In romance, if one partner is doing most of the repair work after conflict, most of the emotional labor, most of the planning, most of the vulnerability, the relationship has a structural ethical issue, not just a communication problem. The philosophical point, reciprocity as shared dignity. Reciprocity is not about perfectly equal acts. It's about equal regard. It asks, do we both treat this connection as something worth caring for? If you care and they consume, that's not a relationship. That's a resource extraction. Your time, your kindness, your listening, your presence, those are resources. Treating them as such is not transactional. It's honest, changing the pattern. If you recognize yourself as the overgiver, the fixer, the holder, you don't have to confront everyone at once. Start with delaying responses instead of immediately jumping, letting invitations, texts, or calls go unanswered sometimes, and noticing who follows up, explicitly expressing a need and observing whether they make any effort at all, tracking how you feel after spending time with someone, more alive or more drained. Your job isn't to punish people, it's to listen to the truth of how they show up and to adjust your access accordingly. So to close this short, you can't force somebody to meet you where you are, but you can refuse to live forever at an emotional discount. When you honor your boundaries, others learn to honor you.